Hey everybody, it's Kim, the Homeschooling Grammy. Today I am taking part in a collaboration called What I Love About Homeschooling. So let's get started. So the first thing that I would like you to do is make sure that you check out the playlist. There are a whole bunch of homeschooling mamas out there that are going to let you know what it is about homeschooling that they love. Now, my video might be a little bit different than everybody else's just because I've been doing this for forever, like seriously forever. I started homeschooling right around, I want to say 1995, 1996. I started homeschooling my oldest child. So now I am homeschooling my grandchild, and I've been homeschooling her since preschool, and she's now a 4th grader. So yeah, I've been doing this for a little while. So, a lot of my answers are probably going to be exactly the same, but some of what I have to say may be a little bit different because I'm coming at this from the other side. So I hope that this is a blessing to you. So one of the biggest reasons that I love homeschooling is because it allows us to make Jesus the center of our education, that we can bring everything back to the Lord. It is so important to us. And it's the most important reason why we homeschool, that we can give a biblical worldview. So that is one of my biggest reasons. Okay, so my next reason is because of home. The home part of homeschooling. Home entails so many things when you think about home. And I actually wrote some stuff down so that I wouldn't forget because I tend to go on rabbit trails. But everything that makes your home a home, it just makes sense. Home, homeschooling, everything that you would think of warm and inviting, that is why. You know your child best, right? Nobody knows your child better than you do. And you know that because this is your home. This is where you're raising your child. You know them best. Nobody can love your child like you can. There's nothing like the love of a mother. Nothing whatsoever. And maybe the love of a grandmother too, since I'm now on to grandbaby number 6 here really, really soon. And I can tell you, having been a mom, still being a mom, and being a grandmother, how precious it is to be a grandmother. It's just, there's something special about watching your baby have a baby and then raise that baby. It is the most precious thing ever. And I have been blessed to have been in the room for 2 of my grandchildren to be born. And I'm hoping that this number 6 that I will be able to get to Maryland to see him be born as well. But it's hard to say. Things are a little crazy out there right now, as you all know. And the other thing that you think about when you think about home is, you hear a lot about quality versus quantity and this, that, and the other thing. But I look at it as that you get the best of both worlds, right? You get tons of quantity time, obviously, because you're spending all kinds of time with your child. And you have the opportunity to not just have it be quantity time, but to also incorporate quality time into that quantity. Make it worthwhile. And I say this just because time goes by so quickly, and I can look back now and think about all the little things that maybe I could have done differently, or that I could have been more patient about, or I could have decided that maybe it wasn't such a big deal. There's so many things that when you're a newer mom that, you get so upset about, so worried about. And I'm here to tell you, try not to do that. I can't tell you not to do that because you're going to do that. We all do that. But try not to. Try to enjoy the moment. Try to be in the moment. And the quality part of it will just happen. You won't have to work at it so hard if you're just in the moment, if you're just enjoying the moment and you're laughing and you're giggling and you're just having a good time with your child. Another part of our home, at least, is praying together. Like, it allows us to pray together. Home means prayer and worship for us, and bringing our petitions to the Lord, learning together. And a home is always about learning. It happened long before you got the label of homeschooler, because the world decided that once your child turns 5, that is the time that you have to school your child. You've been schooling your child since the day they were born, and so many parents don't realize how equipped they really are, that they are the best teacher for their child. They know their child the best. Like we said earlier, they know their child the best. So you're so equipped to be their teacher. And it's just a wonderful and beautiful thing. So you can learn together, you can play together, you can goof off together. And I try to do that even more now as a grandparent, because I see from having raised my children that, there's some times in life where, like I said before, the things that you think are so important really weren't so important, and it's okay to goof off, and it's okay to say, you know what, we're not doing this today, all of those kinds of things. So the next thing that I absolutely love about homeschooling is flexibility. Flexibility in all areas. Flexibility meaning that, I'll give you an example. My husband now only works part-time. He is retired, sort of. He's retired. I mean, he retired from, the position they had for 36 years. He's been retired from that for 7 years, but he works part-time. And so he gets 2 days off during the week, because he only works 3 days a week. So he has 2 days off that are actually during the week. And Hope loves to have sleepovers. That's what she calls them. I want to have a sleepover, Poppy. And all that means is she wants to camp in the living room. And I'm not invited. This is something her and Poppy love to do. And the flexibility of that. So they usually end up staying up till midnight, 1 o'clock, whatever, watching movies, eating food, whatever. And, and I'm out there with them until I go to bed. And when I'm like, all right, y'all, good night. I'm going to bed now. You guys have fun. And usually by the time I'm going to bed, Hope is starting to fade out at that point anyways, and the dog actually sleeps out there with her, and they just have a really good time. So that flexibility, that even though it's a Wednesday night, it doesn't matter. Who cares? So we do school later the next day. She doesn't have to get up. There's no rule that says that, we have to be up and we have to do school at 8 a.m. We can do school whenever we want. We can go on vacation whenever we want. We can do a field trip whenever we want. We can take a break whenever we want to. Flexibility is so beautiful. We can change up curriculum on a whim. We can, decide, well, you know what, today, let's just have an art day. Today, let's just have a science experiment day. There's just so many wonderful things that you can do to be flexible and to be different in your homeschool. And I just love that about homeschooling. Okay, so the last thing that I love about homeschooling, and there's so many, I could make this video for forever, but I wanted to kind of simplify it. But it is tried and true for me. Tried and true for me. I've raised 3 daughters that are now 29, 30, and 33. I'm about to have my 6th grandchild, which means soon we will have a newborn. We will have she'll be 3 months short of 2 when the new baby is born, a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 9, soon to be 10-year-old, and an 11-year-old grandchild. And I'm just amazed at what has happened over the years, because when I started, I was terrified. Like so many new homeschooling moms are terrified. And that's partly why I do my channel, because I want to be uplifting to those people that are new into this and are trying, just trying this out or just getting their feel. We live in a red state here in New York. And so it's very difficult for people who homeschool here in the state of New York on top of all the nonsense that's going on. So I want to be a blessing to people, especially from my own state. Not that I don't want to be a blessing to everybody, but I have a special inclination towards, you know, people in our state right now because they're having such a hard time. Some of them have been thrown into this head first. We have districts here that are giving them a hard time. There's all kinds of stuff that is going on in the background. And I even had some of it happen to me this year, and I've never been bothered. And I actually, you know, had to call Homeschool Legal Defense this year, and it didn't take me long to set the new district straight, but just, you know, letting them know that they were overstepping their boundaries, like that's stuff that they're not allowed to do. But yeah, I mean, it's tried and true. I mean, I look at my girls, they didn't turn out odd or weird, and those are the things that I was told. I got told so many things when I started homeschooling. Imagine in the mid 1990s, there is no internet. There is, there's no YouTube. There is none of this wonderful platform that we now have that we can, you know, go to get answers to our questions if we can't find them, you know, directly with somebody else. And there were no homeschool co-ops. Like, there was none of that. When I started, it was just somebody that I met. I was a foster parent, and she was telling me how that she homeschools, and I was like, I didn't even know you could do such a thing. And I was so excited and terrified at the same time. And the only way you could get curriculum was when, you know, you sent away for a catalog, and it was a black and white type catalog. Like, there wasn't, you didn't get to look at the curriculum firsthand, that's for sure. You were just kind of read the little teeny synopsis about what was in it, and you hoped that it was going to work. So it was so different, but it's been tried and true. I look at my girls and I feel as though they're very successful. You know, two of them went on, I can't even say two of them, three of them, they all went on to college to some degree, level and degree of college. My oldest went from college into the military. She served in the Air Force. My middle daughter went to school for massage therapy. She decided that that wasn't her thing, and now she runs a licensed daycare in her home, and does very well. She is an amazing teacher to those little ones. I just watch her, and I wish at her age, that when I was her age, that I had the kind of patience that she has. She has the patience of a saint. She has this very quiet demeanor about her, where I tend not to always have that kind of demeanor. Maybe it's an oldest child syndrome thing. I don't know. Maybe that's my deal. It's my middle daughter who's so laid back, and then my youngest daughter went on to college as well. And so I just feel as though, you know, it was as good an outcome as you can get as a homeschooling parent, especially coming at it from being such a newbie in the whole field of homeschooling, in the whole, you know, just, I look back and I'm like, wow, where did that time go? But I'm so blessed that I was able to do so. And each of the girls homeschooled at various levels and different times during their school career. Some of them homeschooled more, all the way through. And I had one that didn't homeschool all the way through. So there's like all kinds of scenarios that are good and wonderful. So whatever works for your family. So you just take it one day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time when you're having a bad day. And just remember that the days are really long, but those years are super short. And before you know it, you're going to be an old grandmother, just like me. Hey everyone, that's a wrap. That's all I have for you today. Please make sure to check out the playlist. I'm like so excited about this collaboration. I cannot wait to watch everyone's videos. There will be a link to the playlist down in my description box. So God bless and take care, and I'll talk to you in the next video.